Hi, it's me, Lisa B. I'm in the kitchen, and I've determined that I talk much better when I'm doing something instead of just standing in front of the camera or sitting in front of the camera and talking. So first of all, I've already put them on for a second, but I'm using gloves, as you can see. No, I'm not going to do any exams like bend over, feet in the stirrups, whatever else with these gloves. These are food grade. So what I'm doing is I'm going to peel the beets that we grew, and we already roasted them, and now I'm going to peel them because then we're going to seal them in this food sealer thing that I inherited with Ray, with all his other stuff. Sorry, I just put my junk in the wrong thing. I'm putting it all in a paper bag, the one that's right here to my left, or looks to my right in this picture, this video. But anyway, put them all in there, put all the junk in there so it can go to the compost green can, because we try to be good, caring, earth-friendly citizens when we can. So we do recycling to the best of our ability, and it's better than not trying at all, which we actually have a lot of recycling because he drinks a lot of water in plastic bottles. And then we use the dirty food stuff that goes into the compost. Anyway, what I want to talk about really quick, and I don't think I've touched on it much yet, is retirement. And honestly, it's been close to 8 years, and I'm still not used to it, honestly. When you did as much as I did, and in every day, all day, and kids and all that stuff, I don't know, I guess it just takes some getting used to. I don't know if I'll ever be used to it, to be honest. Sometimes it feels weird to say, yeah, I'm retired, and I have to write it on, when you go to the doctors and all kinds of things. It asks your occupation, and then it has a little box that you check that says retired. So I guess, people wait their whole lives to be able to say this and do this, which, I guess I did too. I never really thought about my retirement at all. Never pictured it, never thought about it, just worked. So anyway, now in retirement, every day is a weekend. Every day is Sunday, Saturday. We lose track a lot of times of what day it is, what date it is, because when you really don't need to know for anything, unless you have appointments or something like that, it doesn't matter. Every day is basically the same. I'd like to treat a weekend as a weekend, and like I used to do laundry on the weekends. Now I try to have it done, all done and put away during the week, so that I don't have to do it on the weekends, even though every day is a weekend. So, we always say we're busier being retired than we were working, because you find things to do to keep busy. And, whereas not working 24 hours and, not being able to and being too tired to, then you have to rest, in between working hours. But since there are no working hours to us, it just, none of it matters. I remember once in the very beginning, Juliet called me like at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I said, how come you're not in school? And she said, Grammy, it's Saturday. I went, oh, so it's taken me till 1 o'clock to even find out what day of the week it was. So it's a good feeling. It's very freeing. It's very liberating. It's very non-stressful life, or less stress, or different stress than you have when you're working. But it's a hard thing to get used to when you've been doing it for so many years. And I can't say we don't enjoy it, because we both do. But you know, there's still that bit of guilt that happens when you realize that you're kind of, I hate to say not doing anything, because we're always busy, and I have grandkids to see, and you know, still everyday things, and anything else we want to do. Oh my goodness, look at this big fat guy. I have to show you. Big old fat beet. This is the size of like a good sized red onion. In fact, it kind of looks like a red onion. And I want to say they're, I don't know if they call them related or not, because they both, I guess onion's a root vegetable also, just like a beet. I'm not sure. I don't know my science and my agriculture that well. But I think we're gonna have beet salad tonight. I'm gonna use it with either gorgonzola or goat cheese, whatever I decide to buy when I get to the grocery store. And we have the beet greens that we cooked yesterday that are so good. I did a whole huge pot of them, huge pot, that really, or a pan of them with garlic and oil that pretty much cooks down to not a lot. But I still have plenty left. I mean, it looked like it would have been more when you see it raw, but once it cooks down. So we're gonna have those, and I feel like shrimp, so we're gonna have some kind of shrimp tonight, once I figure out how I'm gonna do that. And I'm putting this bag in another paper bag, and here's all my beets. So now Ray's gonna have to come and put them in the plastic storage thingies, because it's got a machine in these plastic, and I really honestly don't even know how to start using it. I guess I could figure it out, but I have no clue. But my hands are nice and clean. Manicure's still there. So I think I'm rambling, and I apologize. But I just want to tell you about being retired, and I hope you can do it soon and you can afford to do it, which is the main thing. Luckily I can. I'm very, very, very thankful for that I'm able to, and hopefully able to not have to depend on anyone for the rest of my life. I know there's a lot of people that outlive their money, which is just horrible. Some of my parents' friends that happened to, and it's really hard. And hopefully, you know, the kids step up and, hold on, thirsty from talking. Hopefully the kids step up and kick in for people who can't take care of themselves, because I know everybody says they want to stay in their own house, which I want to do, and that you can afford to do it and afford care if you need it, which I'm hoping I won't. And I would never want to be a burden on my kids, or have them take care of me, or their wives take care of me. I did a lot for my father-in-law when he was sick, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm so grateful that I was able to do it, because I got to really know him better than I had in the previous, whatever it was, 30-something years. So I spent a lot of time with him, and it was like quality time, because we drove to the doctor and did his chemo, and I stayed, and then drove him back. And then he had a feeding tube, and so every morning I had to come and unhook him from it when I hooked it up at night. So that's a little bit about my history and about my retirement, and I hope that any of you that want to retire can, and keep busy and have productive lives afterwards.